to school for this, believe it or not. Huh? Look at the heat. Look at the heat.
What are you doing?
I'm hiding in plain sight. You like?
Just Cause 3 feels like you have been handed the keys to the fastest car in the world, but the petrol tank is only a quarter full. Just Cause 3 is brimming with potential due to its unique combat and traversal options, but at times suffers from appalling frame rate issues. This transforms the game from an enjoyable experience to a frustrating one. Some of the havoc you can create in Just Cause 3 is truly phenomenal. Every explosion looks inexplicably beautiful, and the chain reactions can quickly escalate into small-scale Armageddon. The freedom that is created by these mechanics allows you to either fling a car into a helicopter or attach a propane tank to an enemy and send him soaring into the stratosphere. Carnage has never felt or looked so good. The game begins with you literally being dropped onto the island of Medici. You play as Rico, who is a one-man army and wants to return his homeland to its previous glory. The narrative is light-hearted and falls on the side of slapstick at points. This is not a deep tale, and there are no thought-provoking moments. Usually the thoughts provoked here are, how should I destroy this? All of the characters are classic stereotypes which are included to progress the story missions. The villain is barely an adversary and will harm you more with his bad jokes than his menace. This nonchalant theme is consistent throughout though, so it never feels jarring when something silly happens. One such mission sees Rico surfing on a missile through the air, which in the grand scheme of things felt plausible. There are no repercussions in the world of Medici, as you can eradicate bridges sending civilians plunging to their deaths or slingshot people into the sea, and the authorities will always turn a blind eye. Medici is huge, probably the biggest landmass I've ever seen in a game. At the beginning of the game, you are welcomed by open fields of lavender and quaint seaside towns reminiscent of southern Italy. But as you travel further north, you will encounter towering mountains with their peaks peppered with snow. Avalanche Studios have done a brilliant job of creating a varied yet memorable landscape. The selling point of Just Cause 3 is the freedom as to how you can play. Rico is equipped with tethers, a parachute and a wingsuit. You can launch into the air, glide over a base whilst unleashing a barrage of rockets, and then gracefully parachute in to finish off the flabbergasted enemies. Once you are in the danger zone, Rico can utilise his endless supply of C4 or use his tethers for more creative endeavours. Using this technique, you can suspend an unsuspecting foe in the air, or, if you're feeling particularly wicked, you can catapult the poor soul to try and break a record for the furthest distance flung. So far the game sounds great, and it would be if only the performance of the game matched the creativity and ambition. I would go as far to say that this game can be unplayable at times. The frame rate can be abysmal. I would find myself crashing into buildings because the parachute deployed too late, or my aim would be off because of the delay in the camera. Slow frame rates can be found in a lot of games, but when speed and agility are so integral to the experience, it not only frustrated me, but caused me to dislike my experience with the game. When aiming at an enemy, the game will auto-lock onto them for using the tethers, but not for your gun. I would find myself emptying clips of wasted bullets around the enemies instead of hitting them. The foes are never ending either, as they will continue to respawn. When you are trying to have some fun by attaching a fuel tank to a helicopter, they will niggle at you and stunt your creativity. Activities and challenges are essentially in-game tutorials. They offer you rewards depending on your performance, and these will unlock mods which improve your skills. I like to perfect every challenge. This, however, was an extremely lengthy and trying process, as the loading times to restart a simple challenge can take minutes. I restarted a time trial race where I made a mistake and had to wait 7 minutes to re-attempt the challenge. The loading times seem random, and occasionally they would only be 10 seconds or so, but more often than not, you'll be waiting at least a minute. I cannot express how much I wanted to enjoy Just Cause 3, as the previews looked amazing. The potential is there, and that is the most frustrating aspect, because it feels so close, yet the weak frame rate heavily affects the whole game. That being said, there is still a lot to enjoy here, and I hope that a future patch can improve upon the performance. But until then, Just Cause 3 left me feeling underwhelmed and thoroughly disappointed. I give Just Cause 3 3 stars out of 5.
Yo, if